Hi, my name is David Eggen. I am an MLA with the Alberta New Democrats from Edmonton-Calder, which is in northwest Edmonton. Previous to being elected as an MLA, I was a teacher for 20 years, mostly in Edmonton, but also in Southeast Africa, in Zimbabwe, and in Thailand as well. I've always was interested in development issues in countries such as Africa, and so it was a chance for me to start teaching and to start learning about what are the building blocks that you need to bring a society up from relative poverty to higher education and more opportunities for people, I suppose. Well, I came down here today. I am a candidate for the leadership of the Alberta New Democrats, and so I'm traveling around the province. Since I've taken the leadership nomination, this is my second time in Red Deer. We're trying to meet people that are interested in progressive values and that are interested in a change for the province of Alberta. Alberta's been ruled by the same progressive conservative party for more than 40 years now, and we're starting to see that people have an appetite for change, and I think there's a real opportunity for Alberta New Democrats to make significant gains in this next election. Lots of Albertans, I would say the vast majority of Albertans, actually do reflect the values that I carry into my heart in regards to politics and the values of a social democrat party such as ours. The ideas of fairness, of equality, social justice are universal things that everyone, I think, likes to see in their society, in their family, and in their community. And so I feel in a way that the NDP, its time has come here in Red Deer and right across the province too. I'm seeing it reflected anecdotally, and I'm happy to stick my neck out and seek the leadership. So first and foremost, that people in Red Deer, people in Alberta right across the board are looking for security, and they're looking for stability in the public services that the provincial government is charged to deliver. And this province and the city is growing tremendously, and the essential services to which we are responsible for are healthcare, education, and infrastructure. And in all three of these areas, by ideology or poor governance or bad decision making, we have not kept pace with these areas in regards to the population growing, right? You have insufficient hospital beds in this city. You have insufficient spaces in schools. You have an infrastructure for traffic and so forth that is starting to push up onto the edge. And so I think practical solutions in regards to investment in public services is what the Alberta New Democrats can offer first and foremost. That we are committed to those things that we own together, and we're committed to making sure that they work for people, to make sure that there's a school for kids to go to, that there's affordable post-secondary education, and that healthcare is there when you need it for yourself and for your family. These are not negotiable items. I think they're basic common sense items, but they're also social democratic items. And so politics is always a question of trust, and the currency of trust has been compromised in this province for the last number of years with this PC government, who made promises after promises to win this last election and failed to deliver on those basic issues of healthcare and education and infrastructure. And so people might not be political overtly in Red Deer. Some people are, of course, though, too, but they certainly can see whether they're getting the things that they need for themselves and for their families. And right now, I think that that's the question that we could better serve by having much stronger New Democrat representation in the Alberta legislature. The PCs are tired. The Wild Rose is too extreme for many people, and the Liberals are simply not functioning very well. So I'm hopeful. I offer some sense of hope for the future, but I also recognize the important responsibility that I have as an MLA, as a leader, someone who's going to run for premier, to deliver on those basic ideas. It's important for me to see that people are getting a fair shake in our society. Many people work hard. Many people make sacrifices for their family, for their future, but not everybody gets the benefits from those things. And we cannot just suppose that someone is richer or someone is less wealthy based on how much work they did or how clever they are. It's also the way the system works. And so not leaving people behind is a basic human value that I share, central to everything that I do in the legislature and outside the legislature too. I want to make sure to know that there's a sense of fairness, sense of equality, social justice, and sustainability in all of the things we do in a personal life and in public life too. Sustainability means environmental sustainability, but it also means economic sustainability. To know that we're not riding this roller coaster of economic boom and bust that so often characterizes the history of this province, where regular working people, both on the boom side and the bust side, usually end up suffering as a result. I have the experience and I think the perspective to be a good leader in this province, not just a leader of the Alberta New Democrats, but of course running to be Premier also in the next general election. I think I have a combination of experience, both legislatively as an MLA from 2004, but also on the outside. A teacher for 20 years, a healthcare advocate. I was the executive director for Friends of Medicare, part of the National Health Coalition directors. I have a good perspective on what it takes to ensure that the public interest, healthcare, education, and infrastructure are dealt with in an equitable, socially just and sustainable way for this province. I'm very passionate to look after people and passionate to ensure that we build a future that we can all be proud of.